Good morning, y'all. This is Rodney, and I'm back. When I tell y'all, this is probably the earliest I have woken up in a very long time. Last night, baby, baby, last night we went live, and I didn't drink a lot. Believe it or not, I didn't drink a lot. It was mostly juice in my cup. I had a little cocktail last night when I went live, some vodka and a little juice, and I was hungry afterwards, but I didn't feel like going anywhere, and I really didn't have a lot in my kitchen, and also I didn't want to order. You know what it is, y'all? The only time I really use like DoorDash or Uber Eats is like if I go out of town and I don't rent a car, and I need something to eat. Then I'll. That's about the only time I really utilize DoorDash or Uber Eats because those prices, it's a shakedown. Do you hear me, girl? How do we go from the meal being $15 or $20 to, girl, you add service charge, you add an extra upcharge, then I have to tip. Well, you don't have to, but no, you should. Then I have to tip the driver, right? By the time we add in all these fees and taxes, and girl, an out of state tax, and an in state tax, and an in state fee, and because you visiting a visitor's fee, girl, you really spent $103 for a 20-piece nugget. I just wanted a couple of nuggets, girl. How did I go from $10.99 girl to $97.33? I don't understand it. I don't understand it. That happened to me when I went to New York. It was a mess. I was on a I was on a flight from 2 until like 11 o'clock. It was a mess. The weather was horrible. We had to fly. We almost ran out of gas. We had to fly into Philadelphia. Anyway, so we didn't get to New York until we didn't land until after 11 o'clock. So by the time I got to the hotel, I was done because I had been up since that morning and on a plane since I boarded. It was like one something when I boarded. Anyway, so I'm like, I just want to take a shower, find something to eat, and I stayed in Harlem, and the restaurant was closed in the hotel. By the time I got to the hotel, I think it was like after midnight, and so the only thing I saw that I could order was DoorDash. I mean, not DoorDash, was McDonald's, and I ordered like some nuggets and like a little burger, and I ended up spending almost $40. But I mean, I didn't have a choice because I was hungry. Like, what am I gonna eat? And I just remember just taking a melatonin, which I really didn't need because I was already tired anyways. But I wanted to go to sleep as fast as I could and deep as I could. Hello. Anyways, but yeah, we're back down here, and I'm gonna make this video, and then I'm gonna go get me some breakfast. I don't know where I want to go. I kind of want to go to the Breakfast Club. I haven't been there in a minute, but you know that line. Well, some of you may not know, but that line is always long. If you don't get there before 8 o'clock in the morning, baby, that line is gonna be wrapped around the corner all the time. Ugh, that sounds so good right now, baby. Listen to this. Kim Kardashian and Kris Jenner filed defamation suit against Ray J over RICO investigation claim. This is according to the Hollywood Reporter. So the reality TV stars and businesswomen have yet to file this type of suit, but found the sex tape partner of Skim's founder to go too far. So Kim Kardashian and her mother Kris Jenner have filed a defamation lawsuit against Ray J, the one-time sex partner of the reality TV turned activist and businesswoman, after he suggested on a live stream video that the two were involved in an illegal criminal enterprise and were about to be under federal indictment. The 13-page suit filed in Los Angeles Superior Court on Wednesday comes after singer and songwriter Ray J, whose real name is Ray Norwood Jr. I thought his name was Willie. His name not Willie. I thought Ray J's real name was Willie. Hold up. If y'all, girl, let me see. Let's see what Ray J real name is, baby. Hold on, let me see. Ray J. William Ray Norwood Jr. See, y'all didn't even tell the story right. Anyways, um, uh, okay, sorry. Whose real name is Ray Norwood Jr. told viewers of a live stream last Wednesday that he is working with prosecutors on a RICO case involving the famous women who appeared on a reality TV series that led to what momager Jenner calls amazing businesses that became super successful. The Kardashian Jenner family's combined net worth is now estimated at over $2 billion. In the legal filing obtained Wednesday by The Hollywood Reporter, the mother and daughter explained how Norwood has been waging a war against them for decades, but that his recent repeated claims about a federal criminal investigation into racketeering are over the line and could damage their careers and reputations. Kardashian and Norwood dated in the 1990s, and it was a sex tape of the young lovebirds that launched Kardashian into fame. That was explained as the key motive of the defendant by Alex Spiro, the attorney representing Kardashian and Jenner. Unable to accept the end of his fleeting relationship with Miss Kardashian over 20 years ago, Ray J has repeatedly sought to attach himself to plaintiffs' names and exploit their prominence for personal gain, read the lawsuit. The suit cites the moment in TMZ documentary on Sean Diddy Combs, who this summer beat a federal RICO charge of his own, when Ray J is heard saying, "If you told me the Kardashians were being charged for racketeering, I might believe it." Girl. The suit alleges that this comment in the documentary that aired on Tubi was designed to plant the seed, and the mother and daughter were under investigation. Then the suit states Ray J doubled down on the claim during a live stream with Krishan Rock on September the 24th. "The feds are coming. There's nothing I can do about it. It's worse than Diddy," Norwood claimed to the live audience. The singer did not provide any evidence of his assertion. This is noted in the suit. Ray J's public statements are blatantly false. No such federal investigation exists. No law enforcement agency has initiated any criminal proceedings or investigations related to racketeering charges against Ms. Kardashian or Ms. Jenner. And no credible evidence whatsoever supports these inflammatory allegations, the suit read. The suit reads. Right. That was pretty much it. Let me just say something. It is what it is. It's gonna be what it's gonna be. Ray J, with his nasty, disgusting, trifling ass, was over on Casa Net's streaming platform the other day, walking around with an erection. Yes, you just heard what the fuck I said. I don't want to play the video because, girl, I don't want to take that chance of my video getting taken down by showing somebody walking around with a boner. But I'm going to try to find it. I mean, I have the video in my phone, but I'm going to try to get the link. I saw it on Twitter, and I'll put it into the description box so you can watch it yourself. Yes, he was walking around with a boner. A boner. Kai is 23. However, his audience, from what I understand, are young. Like I remember Kai going to Northwest birthday party because Northwest loved him as a streamer. So that should let you know the people that are watching his streaming. And let this just be very clear. I think they do a lot of cursing and all of that. So we're not gonna sit here and act like some of the cursing and stuff ain't happening. But I think it's a tad bit different to see your child watching something that may have some curse words in it. I'm not necessarily saying I would want my children watching Kai's streaming thing. But girl, we not also not gonna have no grown ass 45-year-old man walking around here, girl, with an erection just walking around the cameras. I think that is absolutely disgusting. I think it's disgusting. I don't know if Ray J is having mental health issues. I think he's made mention of it before. How can I say this? You having mental health issues does not mean that you will not be held accountable for the shit that you do. If you have a complete breakdown and shoot up a bank, you still going to prison. If you have a breakdown and girl turn around and beat up everybody in your house, you still going to jail. So I can acknowledge that it looks like there might be something there with Ray J, but that does not mean that accountability will not be issued to him. And he should be held accountable for the shit that he does and the shit that he says. And sometimes I don't want the girls to get mad at me. Sometimes I when it comes to people who have a hell of a lot of resource access and more money than the average person, I sometimes can't give you a pass because we broke walking around here trying to figure it out and get it together. If you want to walk around here and you have the money to try to seek some of the best help that money can buy and you still want to be a goddamn fool in a mess, then I can't feel nothing for you. Money is not everything, but money can get you the help that you need. And if you refuse to seek whatever help that may be needed, then what am I supposed to say? You know what I'm saying? Anyways, shout out to the Kardashians. Shout out to Kim, Kris. Shout out to Willie. Girl, shout out to girl. Shout out to Brandy's brother. Okay. You know, I'm just gonna go ahead and say it with my chest. I don't give a fuck about rich people, people who have access to things that normal working people, poor people, people who don't have the money to go see what the fuck is wrong with them, but they still have to try to figure out what the fuck is wrong with them. You see what I'm saying? So even with all of the things that we've seen Ray J do, and it does give a Kanye moment. Like, girl, this nigga is spiraling out of control. He might be going through some mental health issues, but at some point in life, the money that you have, it grants you a lot of access. Ray J, he ain't rich like Kim Kardashian, but bitch, he ain't poor like us. Okay. And if he really wanted to go seek some type of help to pinpoint what the fuck is going on with him, he could. And maybe he has, and we just don't know about it. But it still does not take away that you will be held accountable for the shit that comes out of your mouth. You will be held accountable for your actions, mental health issues, and all. And if Keisha, Pookie, Olivia, Rodney, Ashley, Tiffany, Erica, James, John, Karen, Pookie, and them, if we got to figure out what the fuck is wrong with us, if something is wrong with us, and we don't have nearly as much access that the rich have, then they can figure out what the fuck is going on with them. So anytime I hear stories of Kanye, I have to let the Kanye, I used to be one of those people like, oh, excuse me, oh, his mama, he's still grieving his mama. And one thing I will say, I don't think that anyone, especially if you really, really love someone, I don't think you can ever stop grieving someone. I think the grief will always be there. You have to just kind of figure out how to deal with it. So Kanye may very well grieve his mother until the day that he dies. But we can't keep using the excuse Kanye acts the way that he acts because his mama died. And I understand that grief affects people differently. And my mama has not, unfortunately, passed away. The hardest death I had to ever go through was my grandmother. And that shit still fucks me up to this day. And I know it's not the same thing as his mother dying. I never really experienced the feelings that I experienced with death until my nanny passed away. We called her Nanny. And it still happens to this day. But just because my grandmother transitioned does not give me the license to go around here and act a goddamn fool. It just doesn't. Death does not give you a license to cut up and act a fool. Because you still will be held accountable. Death does not give you whatever you're going through. It just doesn't. So even with Kanye, I had to be like, girl, listen, I know he might be still going through with his mama, but girl, he gonna have to figure it out. Because he's a goddamn fool. He's a goddamn fool. Bitch, my grandmother passed away. I had to come right back down here to YouTube and keep on making videos. You know why? Because bitch, I had to pay my rent. I had to get this goddamn light bill paid. Shit had to still be done. I didn't get a chance to just sit around here all willy nilly and just, kick back and try to figure it out. Bitch, I had to figure it out while I was smiling in front of y'all faces. So all I'm saying is, at the end of the day, girl, fuck Ray J. He's a hot ass mess. He know he's a hot ass mess. He need to figure it out. And if he don't, oh well. If he end up in jail, oh well. Okay, so let's go ahead and talk about JT and Saucy Santana. I really don't care about JT and Saucy Santana's beef, but a few of the cousins was asking me in the comments last night when I went live to discuss it. So, you know, because I was asked, then I said, okay. I was going to talk about it yesterday, and then after I woke up, I was like, I'm kind of done. I don't care about it anymore. And then I was like, you could at least tap on it a little bit. So we're going to tap on it. All right. So JT and Saucy Santana got into, they got into it basically. And y'all, we're going to have to be honest. So I went and tried to find the audio of Saucy going off. I went to YouTube. I'll put the link. I'm not gonna play that 40-minute clip because it's like 40 minutes. I went to YouTube and someone had posted like a 40-minute clip of him basically reading the dog shit out of JT. So I learned some things. So I guess that's a good thing about when you go listen to the full audio or watch full videos. You learn things that you may not have known prior to. So I don't think Saucy Santana is innocent, y'all. I agree with a lot of what he was saying in the video, but I don't think he's necessarily innocent. I don't like the way that JT handled it, but I don't think that Saucy is innocent. So this is what he had to say, some of what he had to say. And again, I'm going to play, like, I saw some clips online that people posted, so I'll probably post those because again, I'm not going to play um, the full clip, and then we'll go over some of JT's um, text messages. So this is just a small snippet of what Saucy said, and again, I'll put the link if y'all want to listen to the full 40-minute clip. I'll put the link if it's still available. I'll put it in the description box so you can listen to it in its entirety. Oh, and one thing, the main reason they got into it because JT decided to come down to the internet and basically air out um, a conversation or an argument that they had offline, which I think is whack. So JT coming to the internet is what really brought us into it because JT decided to bring conversations that happened offline between her and Saucy to the internet. And so Saucy responded on Spaces. That's on Twitter. So this is some of what Saucy had to say.
I stayed out of it, and that y'all went back and forth. You brought me in that shit. You always fucking doing it. It's always you picking on Tanner. Now put that shit with the hoes that you really don't like. Whole time you ain't like Cardi. Whole time you was scared to unfollow her. Unfollow the girl. You don't fuck with her. You don't like Cardi. You don't like Nicki. You don't like Glorilla. You don't like Doechii, and she carried your motherfucking career last year. You don't like nobody around you, bitch. All because the number one person in your life that you love don't like you, hoe. Factual. Bitch, you keep bringing up niggas, my niggas, and my niggas, my niggas. Bitch, only time we see your nigga smile is when he doing an interview and you not there. Bitch, when I was at your birthday party, when he came to motherfucking, when Kenya first got out of prison, at your album release parties, at Wireless, whatever festival that was, bitch, you been running around with this narrative for too motherfucking long. Even when you play with my motherfucking best friend, trying to make people motherfucking think Kris turn her back on you. How? Since when? Even when she started dating her nigga, no, bitch, you thought you was hot shit because you had started dating a motherfucking rock star. Bitch, and he playing your motherfucking face all the motherfucking time, soft ass hoe. Bitch, use you for an aesthetic. Rock star takes dingy, dirty bitch out the projects. But you got your ass on here acting like somebody turned against you or somebody was working against you. And then you and your label use that for your fucking rollout, bitch. City Cinderella was pushed off of Carisha hate. Nobody don't fucking hate you, girl. Nobody don't got no problem with you. Bitches out here striving and thriving, getting money. Out of respect for you, we always fucking spared you. Bitch, that was never the case, bitch. You thought you was bigger than the program. Bitch, Carisha was still doing the City Girl Shuffle with you, put you on Act Bad. Y'all was still performing, still doing every motherfucking thing. Still doing everything together. You had a rich, raw ass rock star. She had a billionaire nigga. What was the problem? Bitch, it was always you. You was the motherfucking JT whack. No, it wasn't, bitch. I don't even care about you, girl. I don't think about you like that, mama. So, what the fuck was you talking about, bitch, in the first motherfucking place? Every time you bring your ass to the internet and start with me, you bring your ass to the internet and start with me. Bitch, you need to go be whack. You need to go be whacking Nicki Minaj. Who played in your face, cracked and scrambled the egg on top of your motherfucking head. But you know what? You know what you're not telling the people? Your label was just calling around, scrambling around, trying to recruit people to be on your motherfucking side with this Cardi B beef, and nobody didn't want to. Cardi B dropped 919. Bitch, you should have been on the internet. 919. Oh, you waited for Nicki Minaj to say something. You waited for Nicki to say something so the barbs could be on your side. Now Nicki Minaj just telling the people, hey, zip it. It's a blackout. Short stomach. It's a blackout. Stop playing games on this motherfucking internet. You've been doing this shit for a long ass motherfucking time, JT. You always get your ass on here and try to play victim like somebody against you. Bitch, nobody not against you, ho. Nobody don't care. Everybody out here living their life and thriving. Bitch, your wire just hit my account on my account right now today. If I don't want to get on TikTok and battle, I just got a wire this morning. Nobody not studying you, ho. But you always, I don't know why you think I'm the weakling. I don't know. I'm not the bitch to pick on, bitch. You should have been whacking Cardi the same day the album came out. No, bitch, you waited for Nicki Minaj to try to jump on Nicki Minaj being whacking. And now guess what? Nicki Minaj ignoring you and Cardi. You looked so dumb when they reported that shit on the Breakfast Club. Stupid. A fucking fool, ho. A fucking fool. Mind you, I violated this bitch this morning and the voice notes. Bitch, that's why she keep uploading them cropped ass screenshots. And I felt like, regardless of JT being a fake ass bitch, me and her was friends. So the stuff, a lot of the stuff that I said, I did not want to say that to the world and to the public. But bitch, you coming out here talking about, oh, I got worse. Bitch, you coming out here with lies from a nigga who got my name tattooed on him. Fish fillet.
Now, even though JT is the one who brought a private conversation or, them getting into it behind the scenes or just, they're friends, she brought it to the public. So I can see how people could think that it was JT, which JT had no business doing that. 100%. JT had no business doing that. But this is the thing about Saucy where I feel like we're going to have to just tell the truth and shame the devil. And I'm not I don't want to go against Saucy because the people already don't like the gays anyways. But we're gonna have to also tell the truth. We're not gonna lie just out of protecting someone. We ain't gonna do no shit like that. We don't give a damn how much we like somebody. We still gonna tell the truth in the process. From what I have seen, okay, Saucy did say that him and Cardi B are friends. I never knew that. So, I learned something new today. Him and Cardi B are friends. He said they talk on the phone, they text each other. He knew that she was pregnant before the public knew that she was pregnant. So there's a real bona fide friendship there. Again, I never knew that, but I don't keep up with Saucy or Cardi like that, to be honest. So I wouldn't know. Um, so he said that he was basically just showing support to his friend by listening to her music. And the song that he was singing, which is also the song aimed at Bia and JT, that was a line that he was using in reference to his haters. I think when she says, "I'm putting belt to ass." So he was basically saying that I was saying that basically to the people that don't like me, to my haters. However, this is my problem with that. And he also said too that even when JT came out with her album, even though he knew that JT was taking shots with, to Cardi, and I guess in some of the songs, that he still shows support. So this is what it looks like with Santana. Santana is friends with two people who don't like each other. This happens to us in real life. You know how your friends don't get along and you caught in the middle? So Santana is caught in the middle of two friends who don't like each other. And he wants to try to show support to both of those friends. So when you come out with your music, I'm gonna blast your music and snap my fingers and throw my ass in a circle. And when you come out with your music, I'm gonna snap my fingers, girl, wave my hands like like I don't care, and throw my ass in a circle, right? And take a shot. I'm gonna support both of my sisters because they have music out. But this is where Saucy gonna have to accept that it does come across, whether what however he want to paint the picture or not. Every, Cardi B got 20 songs on that album. The fact that you listen to that song over and over to the point where you learn the words, because you don't know the song, you don't know the words to a song if you don't know the song. Hello? If it's your first time listening to a song, you don't know the words to the song. In order to know the words to the song, you have to continue to listen to the song. So the fact that he showing support to Cardi also was singing along with the song that was throwing shots at his other friend, that's messy. He could have picked any other song on that album. I'm sure that probably has some type of little 1-2 to address his haters. But he used a song that was meant for JT. And so he wants to show support to Cardi. Cool. But you're also singing the song where she's dogging out JT. That is the definition of throwing a rock and hiding your hands. It is. It is. So now, of course, if you and JT are in a better place, y'all not gonna be in a better place no more because you singing the song that's meant about me. Does that make sense what I'm saying? So now we are gonna get into an argument. So now, but then JT comes down to the internet, which I disagree with. Girl, if you and your sister, if you need to check your sister, or y'all got to check each other, or whatever, we ain't got to say check, but if y'all got to have a discussion, you don't have to bring those conversations to the internet. That was messy. But I think she also did that because she on some type of wave. I think JT looks like a goddamn fool. I do. Let's go ahead and read some of these tweets. Now, these are just some of the tweets that JT tweeted. And again, I'm not going over all that bullshit because I really don't care. And it's just pretty much the same thing. I've been dragging his big dirty ass for hours. Let's bring it to the world. He called me ugly and I lost it. That's how she came to the internet. Santana called me ugly. And then she put, his goal is to make me feel lonely. Like, who lonely? Who a mutt? You, why would I jump when I live a beautiful life? Santana was on the live basically saying that she's lonely and how she's always doped up and drugged up because basically Lil Uzi really don't want her ass, and in order to cope with the pain, she's always high. And also at one point, she had took so many Benadryl trying to go to sleep, he thought he was going to have to call the ambulance. Girl. And then she said, "Mind you, Santana, a trick. Where your car at? Worried about my nigga. When you pay for dick, traded your career to do dicks out the hookah lounge, and they tell you scum bums. They scratched it out. Bring your fat ass here, ho." And I figured out what was happening. The way that they clipped together the YouTube clip, the 40-minute clip, while Santana was going off, I think she was calling his phone and also tweeting. So anytime she would tweet something, he would be responding to what she was saying on Spaces. She also put pussy ass punk. You see how the girls. We'll talk about that later. You effing with the real down south Dade County bitch, not a colonizer. You fucking poser. Bring your birth certificate to the flow ho. You ain't really from the town. I don't give a f how many dicks you sucked out of Florida. That ain't your hood. Girl, not y'all fighting over who. Girl, it don't belong to you either, girl. I hate when people be like, that's my. It really ain't, girl. That's my city. That's my city. Is it? Is it, girl? Okay, girl.
This ain't what you want, boy. Tell me you'll get hood. Why? Cause Oak Cliff, nigga, that's my hood. Yeah.
Calling me jealous and lonely, bitch. Nah, the gag is y'all bitches thought y'all was gonna leave me behind. Look at you on TikTok begging for cowboy hats and dick. Now, Saucy also was addressing, the beef, bringing up Carisha. So it sounds like Carisha and JT, they ain't cool no more. I will say this. I don't think that's any of Saucy's business. I think that if he wants to address JT, that's all completely fine. Now, I don't know exactly what Young Miami said on the Spaces. I'll try to find that clip, and we can probably talk about that in another video. So I really can't talk on what what Miami said or Young Miami said or what she didn't say, because the clip that I listened to was just straight Saucy Santana. I do know that Young Miami was on that Spaces call though. Hello? I didn't like how Saucy was bringing up shit that had to do with the city girls, because quiet as it's kept, that it really ain't got shit to do with him. It don't. Whatever happened between JT and Young Miami and Diddy and her getting on Act Bad and this girl, what do that have to do with you? Nothing. In the same way that we can look at JT as being Nicki's top dog, we can look at you as being Carisha's. Because you opening your mouth on some shit that, quite frankly, don't have nothing to do with you. And it sounds like you're saying things for Carisha. Carisha should be saying everything that Saucy said if that's how she feels about the city girls. If he wants to take up the beef with JT and how he feels about JT on a personal level, that's completely fine. But to talk about, you did my girl wrong and she looked out for you, and that's not your beef. It's not. Him talking about JT's body, girl. I listen. I'm pro plastic surgery. I really am. I can't wait to get me a little liposuction 360, baby. Okay, baby. This shirt's gonna be skin tight, baby. I'll be around this motherfucker in crop tops in the summertime, wintertime, fall, spring, baby. It's gonna be cold as fuck outside. What they say, hoes don't get cold, baby. That's what they said. Okay. But anyways, I'm pro plastic surgery. Girl, we can't be out here, we can't be laying on the table and then want to shame somebody about their body. As many times as Saucy done laid on the table and got a BBL, but he want to turn around and talk about somebody's body. As if his body is hitting. Saucy sister, we love you, but Saucy look like a linebacker for the Houston Texans. Saucy, every time I see Saucy look like he holding his breath. Are we telling the truth? We love Saucy, but Saucy, you's a big ass nigga. So for you to be trying to talk about JT body as if girl, you walking around here shaped like one of the best niggas on Instagram, one of the Instagram boys, me and you ain't got no room to talk. Well, my body gonna be A1 because quiet as this kept coming. This height weight proportionate over here. The girls who know, but once I get this weight off of me and get back to my good weight and get a few muscles, girl, and get this stomach flat, oh baby, the body is gonna be the body is gonna be bodying, baby. Okay. I just need a little assistance to get this stomach flat. Other than that, girl, I don't need no BBL. I don't need nothing to my thighs. I don't need none of that, baby. The rest I can handle. Hello? You gotta ask somebody. Anyways, I thought JT looked like a goddamn fool when Nicki got down to the internet and she was spazzing out yesterday, and this is what she had to say to somebody. Well, the first thing she said about Santana, well, the only thing I think she said about Santana was, Santana, go back to your pig pen. You said Blue Ivy nappy and North looked better than her, didn't you? Eat slot pig. So I don't know if that was her way of trying to defend JT or what. And then someone said, post you and JT together to silence Santana. He swear you don't like her. And then she replied, I ain't posting shit. Girl. I do believe Saucy when he says that Santana. I'm sorry, I do believe Saucy Santana when he says that JT don't like Nicki and Nicki don't like JT. I do believe it. I do believe it. I believe a lot of other things that Saucy said. Let me just say this: it 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 if Lil Uzi over there doing whatever he doing, drugs, it's not too far fetched that JT will be doing the same thing. I'm sorry. I don't see the prim and proper girl with the hood nigga who probably pop pills and do cocaine and all types of shit. I'm not saying that's JT and I'm not calling her prim. I'm just giving an example. You do what your partner do sometimes. Not in every scenario. I know sometimes your partner can be a drinker and you not be a drinker. Cool. Your partner can smoke weed, you don't smoke weed. Cool. Before some reason, I think that when you start to lean into those heavier drugs, I just don't see you being with someone and they're doing these things and you're not partaking in it either. I just don't. I think it's in the, I think that Whitney and Bobby was doing it together. JT and Lil Uzi could be doing it together, even though, girl, wasn't it Whitney who got Bobby on that shit? A lot of us thought it was Bobby who got Whitney on that shit, and I think it was the other way around. Because I think Whitney wanted to try drugs, and her brothers. Girl, this is gonna sound stupid, but I actually agreed. Her brother. I saw the documentary. Her brothers were doing drugs, I believe, and Whitney wanted to try, but they didn't want her to go out and try it from someone else because you just never know what people put in their shit. And so, basically, to kind of just shut her up, they let her try theirs. I know that sounds fucked up, but I was like, that actually makes sense to me. Nobody should be doing it, but if you're gonna do it and we all grown, then girl, just do it with me. Cause I don't want you to go out there and get a hold of some shit and then, but then in the long run, it really fucked her up. I don't know how we got on Whitney. But yeah, it is what it is with JT and Saucy Santana. I think Saucy is definitely throwing a rock and hiding his hands. You know, if he was down here doing the same thing, he says in the clip that JT um, was throwing digs at Cardi, and he didn't say anything. And now Cardi is throwing digs at JT. He didn't say anything because they were both cool. They were both his friends. But I just think it's messy. If you know it's a song on the album that is referring to the other girl, then why would you choose that song to kind of snap your fingers and sing the words to? I'm putting belt to ass. I know you hate us mad or whatever Cardi said. I don't know, child. You know, and then not understand how now y'all are arguing behind the scenes. Because if you say you cool with me, you couldn't have picked another song on the album to sing the lyrics to. You picked a song where she was dragging me, but I'm supposed to be cool with you though. That's where the throwing a rock and hide in your hands comes into play. And Saucy is too old to act like he don't know that that is problematic. Now that doesn't take away also that I don't believe that JT cared for Saucy anyways. I don't. I think that in that friendship with JT and Saucy, I think that Carisha was the middle person. Here we go, right? It was Saucy who was cool with Cardi and JT. He's stuck in the middle. Now it's Young Miami who's cool with JT and Saucy, and Miami is stuck in the middle. But they really don't too much care for each other. They deal with each other out of their friendship that they have with Young Miami. But past that girl, she cool, she all right. But I don't think that JT ever necessarily cared for Saucy, and because JT never cared for Saucy, Saucy was like, "Well, I don't care for that bitch either." You know, you find out somebody don't like you, you don't like them back. Go fuck that up. I ain't did shit to that bitch, right? One of those things. And I think that they just try to be cordial and try to be friendly and try to be cool. But I don't. I think it was somewhat of a fakeness there. Like I really don't fool with that whole like that, like that, like that. But she all right. Anyways, that's all I have to really say about the Saucy Santana and JT beef. All right, y'all. I'm gone. I'll talk to y'all later. Y'all have a good day. Bye, y'all. I do want to add this though, to give Saucy his flowers. And I was one of those people too who was like, "Oh, girl, he just want to be a city girl." When you really break it down, any plaque that Saucy has received is a Saucy Santana record. I'm talking about plaques for his songs. I don't know how many songs Saucy and the City Girls have done together. Maybe one or two, maybe. I don't know. But Material Girls, Walk 'em Like a Dog, girl, that was all Saucy Santana. So I think it is kind of, we really can't use the old, he, was the third City Girl member, or he wants to be just like the City Girls, when his success was one. We came to know Saucy based off of him being funny, the interaction, the conversations that he and Young Miami used to have on live, right? What's big, sweetie, right? So that's when we all fell in love with Saucy, because we thought he was funny as hell. But even when he started putting out his music, his hits, "Walk 'em Like a Dog," "Material Girl," those are Saucy Santana records, not featuring those goddamn City Girls. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, yeah. I do think it's fucked up though when he was like, "Your album is trash," talking about JT. I guess it is what it is. Like when you beefing with somebody, girl, it ain't no love and war. But I still kind of like roll my eyes, like, "Your album is trash, bitch." And girl, like in real life, like ain't neither one of y'all got no number one record. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. It's like I think we just got to be like Saucy. Act, even though Saucy is Saucy, but Saucy, child, you not just riding the Billboard charts either. So what is we talking about? Nobody's talking about Saucy Santana's album the same way ain't nobody talking about JT's no more. So sometimes I feel like I can't even talk. The Lulu is real. But anyway, I wanted to add that about, basically not trying to take away from Saucy and Saucy doing his own thing. Um, yeah, and also even with Carisha, even though I think she's a goddamn fool, the fact doesn't change that Carisha did hold the City Girls down when JT was locked up. Carisha had her big ass on stage, pregnant and all, doing the splits, girl, trying to make sure she could keep the money going. So in some aspect, that doesn't mean that JT owes her right hand. But at some point, you do have to acknowledge that if it wasn't for Carisha Girl, the City Girls would have definitely been done way sooner than what they were. So yeah. Anyways, I just wanted to add that part.